Hello everyone, my name is Robin and welcome back to Doki Salvation Remake. Now before we start, I'm here to let you all know that school for me starts tomorrow, so I won't be uploading as much at least next week, since Thursday and Friday are the introductory days. We already have Saturday and Sunday off, so basically up until next Monday is when the real shit starts. So anyways, in the last episode, we see a scene with Monika where she is looking back at the talk that she had with Sayori, where she kind of tries to ruin her and to drive her to kill herself, which, well, sucks. We then cut back to the club meeting where we notice that Sayori isn't present, so we and Yuri go on a hunt to find her. Yuri suggests the roof, to which we actually found her, and Sayori most likely wanted to just have some time alone there, so we rejoin her, and Yuri goes back to warn the others. And seeing Sayori talk about stuff, and instead of going home together, Sayori sticks back with the club to invite them over to a trip to the mall. They go to the mall, buy their outfits, and it's also during that time where Monika realizes that she's not really in the game anymore and how it's all real. So, with that out of the way, let's continue. I lazily rise up out of bed and stop my alarm. Ugh, week's almost over. Stretch my entire body and make the most ungodly noises a man could make before heading downstairs to make myself some breakfast. Woke up late again, I think. Waited up for Sayori a few minutes longer than usual. She's been getting a good job getting up on time lately, so I'm not sure what's keeping her. Take a deep breath and try to calm my nerves. Hey, you up? A few minutes go by. Normally she responds pretty quickly, even in the mornings. I know she could probably be sleeping in right now, but I can't really help it. I think it might be time to go and Oh, hey! Don't really feel like getting out of bed today. Let out a small sigh of relief. But now the question of what to do next beckons. Do I stay home with her? No, that's a bad idea. Which means that my best course is just go to school and go about my day as normal. Okay, well, let me know if you need anything. Thanks. And that's that. Sayori's words echo back to me. Might not be able to move as fast as you when it comes to working on our friendship. Guess this might be what she's referring to. Even still, it's a lot harder to put into practice, especially when I'm still so afraid for her safety. Nothing else I can do about it now, though. Glance back towards Sayori's place for a quick moment before making my way to school. The day goes by pretty uneventfully. It's a bit boring during lunchtime without Sayori around, and I think the other girls were off doing their own thing. But in any case, it's club time. I've made a bit more progress on the book since yesterday. Say that I'm about halfway done. Wonder how the others are doing. Hey guys. Hey Robin, nice to see you to join us today. Did I somehow give off the impression that I wouldn't be here? It's only because they already mentioned that she wouldn't be making it to the club today either. Right, I guess that makes sense. I guess she's sort of my partner in crime at this point, huh? That being said, I decided that giving her some space was the right move. As long as you make sure to check up on her after school too. I'm sure he's been keeping in touch with her throughout the school. He's not dumb, you know? Of course, we've been texting here and there. Give me a break. I thought the whole idea of fixing Sayori and I's friendship was to try and trust her a bit more. Well, that doesn't mean you should ignore her when she's having a rough time either. Exactly. It's all about balance. What am I missing here? What do you mean fixing Sayori and Robin's friendship? Uh-oh. That's fine. I guess there really isn't any harm in letting Natsuki in on this. I mean, hey, if Sayori's personal biz, I don't need to know. Just watch what you say if this was meant to be kept between you three. Well, I can spare you the gritty details. Basically, Sayori and I had a fight specifically related to her depression. Long story short, there's a pretty massive misunderstanding between the two of us, so we came to an agreement to just start over on things. I see. In my experience, that could have gone way worse, at least based on what you told me. Her willing to try and fix things says a whole lot about your friendship. I think it's important to keep in mind. Yeah, you could be right about that. Anyway, I didn't really mean to put this on you all. With everything that's happened, I tried to be a little bit more open with my friends. It's okay, you're trying your best, and I think Sayori values that. Thanks. Nothing wrong with a little bit of solid validation from the club president. I try. So, what are the plans for today? Well, first I should ask how far along everyone's in the novel. I'm about halfway through. Same here. Maybe a little bit more than halfway. I got really into it yesterday and read for like 2 hours. I already finished. Really? I thought we were going to keep up together with it. Oh, when did we discuss that? You know what? You're right. I don't think we discussed that. I would have thought it was a given for all of us to keep up with each other. Actually, I didn't really specify for us to keep up with each other. Everyone reads at their own pace after all. Fine, whatever you say, Monika. I'm sorry, I didn't know you would have liked to keep up with me. Honest. It's fine, I just misunderstood it all. Wait, you can make it up to me by talking about the plot. Once I'm finished, of course. That sounds good. Well, good to know everyone's making progress. I've made it pretty far in as well. Which leads me to my next point. It's poem time once again. It's been a while, so I figured we should give it another shot. I want to see how much we've all improved. Oh, good. I'm looking forward to that. Honestly, same. I feel like I've improved a whole lot as well. I don't really feel like I've improved at all. Well, you don't know until you try it, right? I guess. As for poem topics, let's see. As Monika closes her eyes and begins to think about what I assume are poem topics, she begins to twitch every few seconds. Got it. To write about something a little bit more introspective. Dive deep into yourselves and find something deep within your mind that you'd like to express through a poem. Might be a bit difficult since there are topics that otherwise would have stayed buried, but that's the whole idea here. Introspection, huh? Well, we've already sort of done this before, haven't we? But I'm all for it either way. Same here. Yeah, I know most of our poems are pretty self-reflective anyway, but I wanted to solidify that just in case. I'm down for that too. Most of my poems have not been self-reflective, so I could finally take a crack at it. Great, then I guess that concludes today's meeting. Sorry for being another short one. Yeah, normally I'd chew you out for that, but I've got to get going soon. Dad wants me home already. Can use this opportunity to check up on Yuri too. Let's head out together then. Sure. Before everyone leaves, it's time for my writing tip of the day. Oh, of course. Authentic emotions in writing can be a challenge, but the power they hold can really bring your story to life. It allows readers to connect with your writing on a personal level, evoking feelings of empathy, joy, and even sorrow. Because of this, that you shouldn't be afraid to dive deep into your own experience and emotions. Writing poems, stories, or whatever it may be, it's an emotional journey. It's important to embrace our feelings rather than push them away. It's what allows us to grow. So let those emotions guide your pen. That's my writing tip of the day. Thanks for listening. Well said. Natsuki and I leave the club room first while Monika and Yuri stay behind to talk about something in private. What do you think they're talking about? Jeez, you're always so... Well, I was just asking. You're curious too, aren't you? I don't need to be, because I already know. Oh man, I've taught once again. Don't feel bad, it's only natural. Us girls have our little secrets between ourselves. I wonder if it has anything to do with them all. Besides, you, Yuri, and Monika all kept... Well, yeah, and you and I have our own secrets to keep between ourselves too, huh? You're referring to that weekend where I came over to your place, aren't you? Yeah. Did I ever tell you that Monika somehow knew about it? Wait, what? Yeah, she brought it up with me a few weeks ago, just casually mentioned it as if it was something she already knew. And how much does she know? Not sure. Well, remember that me going over to help you out wasn't much of a secret. It's more about what happened during that time. So I remember back to that day. I'm not sure what it was, but it's all a blur to me. But what I do remember is the sheer feeling of dread I felt when Sayori caught us. Sayori knows. What? You don't remember? Oh god, that was really bad. I pushed that moment out of my head for a very long time, Robin. It's okay, me too. That's all she knows, right? I like to hope so. I don't think... How to find the right words to best explain myself. It's hard to do that when I don't even know for sure what happened that day. I think he's referring to, like, when he was trying to, like, get it on with Natsuki, I guess? I know what you're trying to say. We talked about this back in the hospital. Never mind. It was a spur of the moment kind of thing. Sure you can agree with that. Yeah, that's what I was trying to say, sort of. Also wanted to say that you shouldn't blame yourself for what happened. Regarding Sayori, at least. When I found out that she tried to commit suicide, I couldn't stop thinking about that moment where she saw us. I kept thinking that's why she did it. Okay, I guess I was a little bit right. And just pushed it all aside. I understand. I'm still struggling with that because I told her something stupid right after you left. I told her I cleared my throat mostly to try and buy myself some time before confessing. I told her I loved her. Natsuki's shocked expression validates every single negative thought I could have had at that moment. The look on your face tells me everything I need to know. Yeah, it wasn't the best thing to say to her, Robin. Especially just so close to what happened before that. I know, I was stupid and dense, and now I'm paying the price. No, listen, it's not your fault. It never was. You had no idea of knowing what could have resulted from saying that. Just like I had no idea that she'd go and do that immediately after seeing us together. There's so much self-blame going around, even though I know full well that Sayori doesn't want any of us to feel that way. Yeah, I should go see her now. Yeah, you should. Also, do you think Sayori would be cool if I asked her to hang out again too? Well, let's be real for a second. This is Sayori we're talking about. She definitely won't say no. I guess you're right. So I'm probably gonna sound like a hypocrite when I say this, but make sure you're hanging out with her because you want to, okay? Based on what happened last week, she doesn't like it when someone goes out of their way to make her happy, especially if it's because of something that happened. I'm not saying that just because we talked about that, but I get your point, dude. Don't worry. Right. I want to hang out with her genuinely. I've always thought it was kind of unfair that we didn't really get to connect all that much back when the club first started, so I was thinking now's our chance. It's fun talking manga with her, and she's a great co-baker, if I'm being honest. Don't tell her I said that, I'll smack you. My lips are sealed. Good. Sorry this conversation took quite a turn. It's okay. It's like what Monika said, you have to be ready to face these things. Yeah, I just didn't think it'd be too soon. I would have liked at least, I'd like to at least have dinner first. Yeah, I can't know for sure when the feels come out. I'll see you tomorrow. Have a good evening. You too. Arrive in my neighborhood and stop for a moment. I texted Sayori earlier that I'd be coming home. She only responded with a thumbs up emoji, but she responded all the same. Guess I should go get changed before I go see her. After changing into something more relaxed, I closed the front door behind me and... Hey! Oh! Sayori's waving at me and coming my way, which makes me feel incredibly happy for some reason. Robin, I'm so happy to see you! Feels like it's been forever. I'm happy to see you too, but it's only been a few hours. It felt like an eternity. I see. You feeling okay now? I know you said you didn't feel like getting up today. Yeah, the rain clouds were very intense this morning, so I decided to stay home. I understand. Well, you up for a chat? I don't mind. You read my... Darren and I sit down on a bench nearby and take in the autumn air. How was your day at school? Oh, you know, same old, same old. You'd be happy to know that I'm passing all my classes now, by the way. Really? It's awesome. Really proud of you. Thanks, Mom. Seriously though, it's great to hear. Not in the clear yet. Some classes I'm barely passing, but I should be all good if I keep up the good work. Because you stopped worrying so much about me. But no, it's not really like that. It is, but that's okay. I'm glad to see that you're improving. Yeah, it does feel less stressful now, knowing I'm passing anyway. But listen, Siri, I pause as Siri looks into my eyes intensely. Uh-oh. It felt kind of weird without you today. It did? But you were texting me all day, silly. Still. Sorry, I know I'm being too pushy. Just thought I'd let you know how I felt. You're not being pushy, it's okay. I was alone in my own thoughts for a long time today. And I realized that I still felt really guilty about making everyone feel so bad. But for some reason, I also realized that it's okay. Well, that's okay. But you felt scared. I do feel scared. Quite a bit. Siri sighs and looks away from me. I understand now. What I did must have been very scary for you. For everyone. You see. I don't want to come across as me worrying too much or anything. I just wanted to say how I felt. I know. I'm saying how I feel too. I'm saying I should have been more understanding of why you were always so protective and worried about me. It took me a very long time to barely start learning that. Well, it took me a long time to understand that you sometimes need space. It's been really tough trying to find a balance between being there for you and giving you the time you need to yourself. I think that's why I was so frustrated last week. Not really good at these kind of things. Me neither. But we'll figure it out together, right? Yeah, I like the sound of that. And hey, listen, I think back to that day. The day I told her I loved her. We shared a hug together. I talked to her like I knew what I was doing. Because the truth is, I was afraid. I was afraid of what would happen if I didn't tell her I loved her. Those are my true feelings, so there's no way you could like me more than I like you. I should have realized it sooner. But spending time with everyone at the club, making new friends, and having fun with you every day, it helped me realize that you're truly the most important person to me. That's why I accept any of your burdens. As long as we continue like this every day, with you by my side, then I know we'll both be happy. Did I mean any of that? I like to think a part of me did. You okay? Yeah, I just wanted to ask. Remember the day I told you I loved you? We had an agreement to start over from scratch, right? There's something I wanted to try and redo. Something that I've always wanted to redo since that day. And I nearly never got the chance. I never really hold out my arms inviting her for a hug. I thought about that too. Siri accepts my invitation and wraps her arms around me tightly. This is really nice. You're right. I would have missed this. I remember. It's so empty, even when I held you like this. But I don't feel that anymore. This feels genuine. I gently tighten my grip around her and she follows suit. A surge of emotions began to flood over me. Even in this moment, I still remember the darkness that almost took her away. That unimaginable pain that pushed her over the edge, and yet, here she's in my arms, alive and fighting. It's a somewhat bittersweet juxtaposition. The fear of losing her is still here, but the hope of her recovering is just as strong. As I feel the gentle rise and fall of her breaths, the warmth of her body, and the weight of the journey we've been through together, I feel like this hug we're sharing represents more than just a hug. It's a testament to the bond we formed when faced with darkness. I'm here for you, Sayori. We can work together on this. And this time I truly do mean it. I also promise to take care of myself too. I know it's hard to juggle all these feelings on a daily basis. So if you need space, never feel afraid to let me know. I trust you. Thank you, Robin. I'll try my best for you. No, don't just try your best for me. Do it for you too. We slowly part from each other. The space between us feels different somehow. Feels lighter, filled with some newfound resolve. You give really nice hugs. Well, I guess I get a lot of practice. You're too funny, Robin. I'm gonna head home now. See you tomorrow. Maybe goodbye to Sayori and head home myself. That was very sweet. I wonder if we're gonna see Monika's perspective on things. Yep. Sit! What? Oh, Yuri was with her. Oh, nothing. I just nearly tripped. Haha. You never sworn like that before. I try to avoid doing that. Not very ladylike of me. You sure you okay? Positive. Let's just go to your place, You don't want it to get dark. Right. I haven't experienced pain like that in a while. It came so suddenly, too. Also right in front of Yuri. But nothing I've gotten used to by now. So somewhat surprised that Yuri let me come over to her place for some tea. When I first met her, she was very closed off and distrustful of everyone. She's really opened up these last few weeks. Still can't tell if this was because the game changed drastically at some point, or if it never changed at all. Things were always meant to be this way. What a very nice house. Yuri invites me into her home after walking a few more blocks. Wow, I'm absolutely stunned. This world never ceases to amaze me with all these new interiors. It's not much, decorated it as I saw fit. It's a lovely place. You live here all by yourself? Is that obvious? Oh yeah, I remember Natsuki said that the house that Yuri lives in is from like one of her dead grandparents, and Monika decided to check up on that. Is that obvious? Call it club president intuition. Scratch my head nervously as Yuri gives me an inquisitive look. I do live here on my own. It's very unfortunate to have someone in the family pass it down to me. I see. I understand it. Don't need to get it into any more details. Right. Right, let me get the tea started. Yuri scurries out to the kitchen gracefully. She's still as shy as ever, probably not very used to having someone over. But I guess that makes her more like me than I previously could have guessed. Yuri lives the furthest away from all the other members, so she doesn't have any easy way to hang out if she really wanted. Take one more glance around the room before inviting myself to sit on her soft brown couch. Good thing I brought this along. Already planning ahead for this, I brought along my casual outfit to change out of. Yuri, may I borrow your bathroom? Yeah, of course. As I return from the bathroom, I noticed Yuri's already changed as well. Ah, nice outfit. Thanks. It's nothing fancy. Oh, it sure looks comfy. It's all that matters. Indeed. Here's your cup of tea. Feel free to have a seat. Yuri, seemingly pushing away any shred of shyness, calmly invites me to sit next to her on the couch. Carefully take a sip of my tea, allowing myself to fully embrace all the various senses that follow. The warm steam brushing against my lips, delightful aroma, and even the slight pain. Is this chamomile tea? It is indeed. Thanks for noticing. It's good for calming the nerves. So it works wonderfully for me. You don't need to be shy around me. We're friends after all. Wondered about that for a very long time. Is it because of... She only nods. I see. I should apologize again for that. No, it's quite alright. You explained yourself enough at our group therapy session. I know you didn't say much, but it told me everything I needed to know. Oh, did it now? No offense, I find that difficult to believe. I'm well aware that your situation isn't something that can be discussed. I don't want to push past your boundaries. I understand. Just certain you don't fully understand everything I'm going through. With how distant I've made myself from others, I've naturally grown to become very observant. I nowhere near as emotionally in touch with others like Sayori is, but I do have some level of intuition when it comes to figuring people out. People like me just grow to notice these things. Anyways, I digress. From what I discern, you're going through something that's deeply internalized. And I've somewhat gathered that it's related to the novel we decided to read together. The idea of learning that all of our loved ones are just actors in a show, your entire life was just a script broadcast to the entire world. It's such a far-fetched and unique idea, and yet it's completely plausible, isn't it? Yeah, I agree with that. But I wasn't lying when I said I could never talk about the specifics. I understand. Let's talk about something else then. Your enthusiasm to continue with something else surprises me. I was somewhat afraid that she'd continue to pursue, but that didn't happen. I guess even though I treated her horribly not too long ago, her compassion still holds true. Well, can't really think of anything simple to talk about. Glance around the room for ideas. There's a bookshelf seated nearby with an assortment of novels neatly organized. Just a bit further from that, I noticed a glass case meticulously exhibiting an assortment of blades, each boasting unique shapes, sizes, and an array of captivating colors. Ah, I was looking for that. Looking for what? Tell me about that. I awkwardly pointed over to the display case. My knives? I forgot I had those there. I'm not used to having company over except for Natsuki, so. Whoa, hey, it's okay. I'm not here to judge. You won't think I'm weird, will you? Of course not. What kind of friend could I call myself if I came into your own home and judged you? Alright. Do you want to see one? Sure, I'd love to. Watch as Yuri gets up and walks over to the case. With utmost care, she carefully opens the case and hovers her hand over the array of blades. She gently touches one and brings it out ever so slowly, showing just how much she reverses them? I think it's supposed to be reserves them. The blade itself has a black wooden hilt, smooth and polished, which contrasted the intricate patterns on the blade itself. It swirls in waves of dark and light metals that create a somewhat mesmerizing effect. As Yuri walks over, blade in hand, a soft smile appears over her lips. I would imagine she's seen this blade a million times, and yet the amount of admiration and fascination that's present in her eyes seems to say otherwise. I can't help but feel somewhat captivated by her demeanor. Every single one of her actions shows just how compassionate she seems to be about this craft. It's never about her self-harm issues or anything of that sort. I feel like I'm finally beginning to understand who Yuri actually is. She's one of my favorite blades. This knife is composed of Damascus stainless steel, perfectly made for cutting all types of meat. You can see, however, that it's never been used. Wow, this isn't like any other blade I've ever seen. It's amazing. It really is, isn't it? When did you start collecting them? Was there anything that inspired you to start? It's not quite sure. For as long as I can recall, I've never really shown it off to anybody before. Well, there's nothing to be ashamed of. Honestly, very cool. Think so? Yeah, it's no different from someone collecting any other type of. It's very clear you appreciate them as an art. Yeah, it's true. Would you like to see some other ones? Sure. Get up from my seat and follow Yuri back to the display case. As she returns the Damascus knife, a sense of reverence lingers in the air. Even while placing it back in the case, her actions are deliberate and gentle, ensuring that the knife was back in its place with the utmost care. So this is just part of my collection. Some of the others are displayed in my bedroom. First, direct your attention over here. She delicately points toward a long curved sword sitting comfortably above the display case. Wow, it looks like a katana. Is that what it is? Well, not wrong. More specifically, it's called the Shingunto sword. Non-commissioned officers use them in World War II. Damn. Favorite fact about the sword is that the handle isn't actually made of cloth, even though it looks like it at first glance. Really? Take a closer look, and sure enough, the handle actually seems to be made out of copper. Oh yeah, look at that. Sword belonged to my great-grandfather, who served in the military during that time. Yuri's grandfather in World War II confirmed. Never met him, but the sword has been passed down to the oldest of the family for a few generations now. First my grandpa, then my dad, now me. Yuri sighs as she stares intently at the sword. So much of her past is being laid right out in front of me, to the point that any doubts I have are starting to feel irrational. Yuri then directs my attention back to the display case. Ooh, I know that one. It's a butterfly knife. That's right. It's also known as a ballast song. It's far from my favorite, but no knife collection would be complete without one. It's a blade I purchased when I was still into manga, so even this one holds a bit of history for me. And right next to it, if you didn't already guess, it's an American bayonet from World War II as well. This blade was designed to fit their rifles as well as function as an all-purpose knife. Bayonets essentially turned the rifle into a spear, allowing for effective blows to be struck on the enemy at a safer distance. Of course, well-trained soldiers will know how to combat this. Probably how my great-grandfather got his hands on one. Sure know a lot about each of these knives, huh? I'm sorry. No, I'm just impressed. It's something to be proud of. A passion like this isn't something to take lightly. You should be proud of it. Thanks, Monika. That means a lot coming from you. Just saying what I truly feel. Look back down at the display case and notice another pretty looking pocket knife. What makes it stand out, however, is the silver handle with an intricate pattern of waves etched into it. And the blade itself is tinted a soft blue. What about that one? Ah, that's one of my favorites. It's very special to me. It's one of the first knives I ever owned. Really? Yuri's first knife. Didn't think I'd get the privilege to see something so special today. Thanks, Monika. Glad you like it. Anyway, it's getting a bit late. Shouldn't you be on your way home? Place my hands on my hips and think for a bit. I've genuinely enjoyed my time here. It's been a nice distraction from everything. Not to mention I have to work on my poem for tomorrow as well. Actually, do you want to work on our poems together? I think it'd be fun. Oh, sure, as long as you don't mind. I don't mind if you stay longer. Of course, I'm the one who offered, after all. Right. As night falls, Yuri closes the curtains and brings out a few poem writing tools. There's some paper, pens, pencils, and, is that an aromatherapy diffuser? Yes, is that okay? There's some lavender oil. Smells nice and helps us focus. Oh, sure, I'm not opposed to that. I actually forgot this detail about her character. Not really something she brings up often, but with how she brought it out along with all the other writing tools, it seems like it's a normal tradition for her. Yuri flips on the switch on the diffuser and sets it up nearby. In just a few short minutes, the atmosphere of the room changes as the air begins to fill with the smell of lavender. Just as advertised. Glad you like it. Let's get to writing. Yuri and I grab some pillows and move them towards the floor in order to sit comfortably on the table. Grab a pen and take a deep breath, diving deep into my head as to what I could write about. I discreetly wave my fingers in the air. What is it? Oh, nothing. I guess I'm struggling to start, I guess. Which you don't seem to be having much trouble with. Last over Yuri's paper, which is already 3 lines long. She quickly places both hands over it. It's not ready yet, it's just a rough draft. No worries, don't look until it's ready. While distracted, I wave my fingers in the air, begin to hide the console. I do have something else to try, but you might disapprove. Well, now you have my attention. Yuri gets up from her seat and walks to the kitchen fridge. Oh god, she opens it up and... Oh, Yuri! Oh, we're gonna get wasted. Cool, I smiled thinking back to that day. Yuri got genuinely upset at Yuri for just casually bringing it out as if it wasn't a big deal. Now I'm looking back. What kind of bad? She was only trying her best to fit in, and knowing what I know, she was only doing it because she thought it was the right thing to do. Of course, as club president, there's no way I was gonna condone underage drinking. But we aren't in the club right now, are we? That's right, you still have that. You're a little bit of... I wouldn't say that. Hey, I'll let you in on a little secret. I was honestly kind of curious to try it out. Don't tell Siri I said that, though. She'd never let me hear the end of it. But you understand why I couldn't just let that happen, right? Of course, of course. Would you like to try some? Not much of a drinker myself, but it does help me relax when trying to write. I should absolutely scold you for underage drinking. We could get in trouble for this. But I won't tell you if you won't. Sounds good. Wow. Wow. Yuri grabs 2 wine glasses from her cupboard and brings them over to the table. I begin to feel my heart race and my hands shake as the excitement of trying alcohol for the first time begins to flow throughout my body. It's thrilling, going against what the society deems to be wrong. As Yuri pours me a glass, she's as delicate as ever, showing that this isn't the first time she's poured herself a drink. The drink itself is a dark purple, and the mere sight of it sends slight shivers down my spine, but in a good way. You know, I should probably mention that I still don't condone good. This is what they warned us about in middle school. Peer pressure. You don't have to drink if you don't feel comfortable. No, I'm gonna drink. I just want you to know that this doesn't mean I'm going against my morals. Of course, Monika. Yuri sits back down on the pillow, drink in hand, and returns to her poem. I, on the other hand, am staring into my wine glass intently, roll it around gently like how I've seen actors in movies do. I raise the glass to my lips, my hand begins to shiver. The weight of the wine glass feels so foreign. The aromatic scent now reaches my nose, a bouquet of mysterious flavors that promised a world of sensations that I've never experienced before. As the glass touches my lips, I close my eyes and let the liquid slide into my tongue. The wine flows smoothly, leaving behind a trail of intricate flavors. First, their sweetness reminded me of a grape juice, followed quickly by a gentle acidity that isn't too overbearing. I'd even go as far as to say there's somewhat luxurious feeling to this experience. That's kind of... what were you expecting? Not sure. It tastes a little bit more sweet. I had that thought at first too. It's always a bit of an acquired taste.
An acquired taste is a way of saying it sucks.
Yuri returns to her poem. I figure I should do the same. As time passes, I drink more wine. I can feel my creative juices flowing once again. Introspective. Got it. Place my pen to the paper and begin to write. A few hours have gone by, and so have a few... What? Oh my god. I don't feel drunk, but I do feel slightly dizzy. And kinda good. Yuri and I are back on the couch giggling at absolute... Oh no. You know, I never thought I'd date a date we get a bit tipsy together. You always seem like... I don't know. Me neither. But I have to say, seeing you like this is absolutely wonderful. Isn't your like comedic side? I'm hilarious, Monika. Watch this. The mysterious power of fermented grapes brings out the most unexpected aspects of our personalities. like this, where the only solution is to write a poem about it. That wasn't funny at all. What the hell was that? It's good. I need a little laugh. Me too. I've been going through it, Yuri. I've been going through the damn ringer. Reading this is making me dizzy and drunk. Really? Yup. Life is an absolute mess. Even last time I checked. Oh my god! Hey, slow down, Captain. Sorry. I'm not okay. I feel like I'm slowly dying. Nobody can help me, Yuri. Nobody. I'm just horrible. Oh, I'm getting drunk just by reading this. I can't even trust myself. Talk to people. I can't do any of that. Let me tell you something. I'm not perfect either. You know the things I've done to myself. You're a very strong woman, but lately I've noticed you haven't been true to yourself. Like the cut on your arm. Can't hide it from me. The way the cut is formed, it's very obvious that it's deliberate. And you're very particular about your right sleeve too. You got me. And another thing. You keep changing up. First you act distant, then rude and mean, kick me out of the club. Now you're all nice again. You need to figure yourself out, Monika. Realize who you really are. Yeah, I guess you're kinda right. But hey, grab my empty glass and raise it in the air. Cheers to the literature club, huh? And to the unexpected. Cheers. Our glass drinks cling together and we pretend to drink. At least, I think we pretend. I didn't have anything to drink. Oops. Hey, do you mind if I stay over tonight? It's a long way home and it's very late. Of course, I think I'm gonna knock out right here. Wow. I'm feeling kind of sleepy too. But I know what? My eyes slowly close themselves and I drift off to sleep. Oh. What? Okay, well, I'm definitely gonna end it here. Plus, man is hungry. I want food, so I'm gonna end it here. So that has been Doki Doki Salvation Remake. For now, thank you all for watching, and I hope to see you all in the next one.